Like, did somebody put him up to this? Because, like,
Maybe.
Why did he just come guns a-blazing for Shedeur Sanders after Shedeur really didn't say anything wrong?
Gabriel, who, through no fault of his own, commits one of my cardinal sins of quarterbacking, which is he's tiny.
Breaking news from Cleveland. Flacco's turn is over, and now it's Dillon Gabriel who's stepping in to play against the Vikings. But here's the real buzz. Reports are pouring in that Shedeur Sanders is just one snap away from getting his start in the NFL. While Dillon Gabriel is a solid player, analysts are saying he might not be the long-term answer. And with all eyes on Shedeur, it seems like his NFL debut is closer than ever. But before we dive into all the details of what's happening, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss an update.
Just to see, sometimes that can shake things up, wake up, your supporting cast a little bit, infuse some new life into your defense.
Mary Kay Cabot has confirmed that Dillon Gabriel will be the starting quarterback against the Vikings, highlighting that this change could help the Browns run their offense more smoothly than they've managed up to this point. What makes this decision even more compelling is the impact it has on the future. Gabriel taking the lead brings Shedeur Sanders one step closer to possibly securing the starting quarterback spot down the road. This shift not only alters the current situation, but also builds excitement around what's next for Cleveland's quarterback position. Despite Dillon Gabriel getting the chance to start ahead of Shedeur Sanders, many still believe Shedeur is the one they want to see take the reins. There's skepticism about Dillon's ability to maintain the high level of play expected from him. Ocho, not holding back his opinion, argued that this move is simply a strategy to delay Shedeur's rise. While he acknowledged the Browns' decision to give Gabriel the starting role, he quickly pointed out that the NFL is a different beast from Oregon, a league filled with experienced veterans fighting for their careers, where no rookie has it easy. For Ocho, this decision is just a temporary diversion, as everyone already knows who the real long-term solution at quarterback is.
I mean, no disrespect to him, he's not the answer. Dillon Gabriel had success at Oregon when the lights come on, but it's a different ball game in the NFL with them grown men that got mouths to feed. Everyone should get an ample chance to win their starting position. We already know who quarterback one is going to be. We know who that's going to be. The depth chart doesn't mean anything. What they're trying to do is they're trying to break young bull. They're trying to break him, huh?
Stephen A. Smith also shared his thoughts, highlighting Shedeur Sanders' steady progress and the momentum he's gaining. He pointed out that, even before the final preseason game, it was evident that Sanders had moved ahead of Dillon Gabriel on the depth chart. Smith acknowledged that, aside from a minor setback last week, Sanders has remained unbeaten, built strong rapport with his teammates, and is now fully dedicated to honing his skills. According to Stephen A., while the Browns are giving Dillon Gabriel a shot, they will ultimately turn to Shedeur Sanders in the near future.
He really hasn't done it. I mean, he hasn't gotten in any trouble. I mean, he hasn't been saying the wrong things. He hasn't been a less than a model citizen focused on, being the best that he can be. He hasn't done anything. So I think that when we look at it, he's going in there, he's working hard, he's trying to improve every day. He's saying all the right things, trying to elevate his level of play. And remember, up until this past weekend, we did think there was a legitimate argument that he should have been higher on the depth chart than Dillon Gabriel because he performed better against Carolina than Dillon Gabriel had performed in the preseason game against the Eagles. It's just that obviously he nosedived over this last week, and so the tenor of the conversation changed.
Shedeur Sanders has made it clear that sitting on the sidelines is no longer part of his plan. He strongly believes he's ready to start and has the skills to back it up. While he's shown patience so far, Shedeur has expressed frustration about not being given the opportunity he feels he's earned: a starting spot. This is the first time we've seen him voice his dissatisfaction, and if things continue to build, it could spark a new controversy. However, it's still early in the process, and the full story is yet to unfold.
Overall, this isn't my end goal, I'm just enjoying myself, learning, doing everything I have to do, and just ready for my opportunity.
How frustrating can that be when you look around the league?
Everybody perspective. So, that's not nothing, in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't not answer, but I know for sure I'm not, I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
With Shedeur Sanders publicly questioning his role, Stephen A. Smith made it clear that the pressure on the Cleveland Browns is growing by the day. As the situation in Cleveland became more tense and the team's offensive struggles persisted, Smith argued that Sanders can no longer be overlooked. Given what's happening in Cleveland right now, you can't keep ignoring a talent like Sanders, he stated. Smith believes that, with the increasing expectations and the team's need for a spark, the Browns will have no choice but to give Sanders a chance. The fan base, media, and on-field situation all point to the fact that Sanders has earned his opportunity.
Taking all of that into consideration, that's why we know we're going to see him, because we know that pressure is mounting. The more inept they are offensively, the less of an excuse you're going to have to submerge him. If you got Dillon Gabriel, you're going to throw him out there.
As the situation in Cleveland continues to unfold, it's becoming more and more evident that Shedeur Sanders' time to start is rapidly approaching. Despite Dillon Gabriel being handed the starting quarterback role for the game against the Vikings, it's clear that the future of Cleveland's quarterback position lies with Sanders. While Gabriel is certainly a talented player, the consensus is growing that he simply does not have the same level of potential or leadership that Sanders brings to the table. Shedeur Sanders has proven himself time and time again with his impressive skill set, versatility, and poise under pressure. His ability to make precise throws in tight situations, his command of the offense, and his natural leadership qualities make him the best candidate to lead the Browns moving forward. The momentum he has built, both in his preparation and performance, suggest he is more than ready to take on the starting role. His growing frustration, while understandable, highlights his eagerness to prove that he has earned this opportunity, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for the Browns to ignore his potential. As Stephen A. Smith and Mary Kay Cabot have pointed out, the Browns' current situation demands a change, and Sanders is the answer.
Like, did somebody put him up to this? Because, like, why did he just come guns a-blazing for Shedeur Sanders after Shedeur really didn't say anything wrong?
Gabriel, who, through no fault of his own, commits one of my cardinal sins of quarterbacking, which is he's tiny.
The fan base, the media, and the entire football community are aligning behind Sanders as the future of the Cleveland Browns. Dillon Gabriel may have been given a chance to start, but the reality is that he is not better than Shedeur Sanders. The time for the Browns to hand the reins over to Sanders is quickly approaching, and it's only a matter of time before he takes his place as the starting quarterback, leading the team with the talent and leadership that they so desperately need.
He really hasn't done it. I mean, he hasn't gotten in any trouble. I mean, he hasn't been saying the wrong things. He hasn't been a less than a model citizen focused on, being the best that he can be. He hasn't done anything. So I think that when we look at it, he's going in there, he's working hard, he's trying to improve every day. He's saying all the right things, trying to elevate his level of play. And remember, up until this past weekend, we did think there was a legitimate argument that he should have been higher on the depth chart than Dillon Gabriel because he performed better against Carolina than Dillon Gabriel had performed in the preseason game against the Eagles. It's just that obviously he nosedived over this last week, and so the tenor of the conversation changed.
What do you think about this quarterback situation in Cleveland? Do you believe Dillon Gabriel can sustain the starting role, or is it time for Shedeur Sanders to take over? Is Sanders' frustration justified? And how much longer can the Browns keep ignoring his potential? With the pressure mounting and expectations rising, do you think the Browns will eventually turn to Sanders as their starter? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Sanders is the future of the team, or is Gabriel the better option for now?